When did In Sickness and in Health reveal who your partner really was? I went to the doctor for arm pain after practice and walked out with stage 2 breast cancer. I was 23 and a D1 athlete who'd just torn something in my arm. The blood work was supposed to be routine. My husband of 4 years, Chris, held my hand so tight in that sterile room while I shook and cried. The doctor assured us they'd caught it early, and Chris spent the next 48 hours researching surgeons and found the best one in Pittsburgh. Didn't care that it meant driving 6 hours each way. In sickness and in health, he kept saying. That's what we promised. For the first few months, he was perfect. He took time off work and held the basin when chemo made me vomit and researched which foods might stay down. When we drove to Pittsburgh for the debulking surgery, he played my favorite songs the whole way. The surgeon warned us he might need to remove some breast tissue. Whatever it takes, Chris said. Just save her. 18 hours later, I woke up to him crying with relief. The tumor was out and we thought we'd won. 3 weeks later, the cancer came back. I collapsed in the oncology waiting room, but Chris didn't. He cornered the doctor mapping out treatment plans. When I lost my hair, he learned to wrap headscarves. And when I couldn't sleep from pain, he'd rub my back until dawn. The second surgery was different. The surgeon said both breasts had to go. I'd already decided. Take them both, I said, and Chris went white. But the cancer's only in the left one. I looked at him. I can't live wondering when it'll come back. He tried to change my mind right up until they wheeled me in. I went under watching him cry. I woke up flat-chested and cancer-free, but Chris couldn't look at me. Not at my face and not at the bandages. He spoke in clipped sentences, picked fights about dishes, visitors, nothing. One night he came home drunk and I asked what was wrong. He laughed bitter and sharp. How can I be happy living with a man? The words hit harder than the diagnosis. You cut off your breasts. You're not even a woman anymore. I sobbed, trying to explain that cancer kills, but this saved my life. He screamed that I looked ugly and wasn't attracted to me and then passed out on the couch. I found his note the next morning. I am done with you. 4 words on a sticky note after 4 years. His clothes and car were gone. I called 47 times before his phone went straight to voicemail. His parents hadn't heard from him, so we filed a missing person report, but the detective said adults can leave. My parents moved in for 2 weeks, but Dad's commute was brutal, so I pretended to be okay. The silence was worse than chemo. I wandered our house touching his things, coffee mug in the sink and pillow dented where he slept. I called his number nightly for 3 months to hear his voicemail. Eventually, I ran out of tears and started online classes to finish my degree. Went back to training. Accepted a date that went nowhere because I talked about Chris. Got a job, made friends, went to therapy. The good days slowly outnumbered the bad. Paul wasn't supposed to happen. He was just a client who made me laugh during meetings. After our contract ended, he asked for coffee. I said no, but he asked again. One coffee turned into dinner and dinner turned into love. Real love. The kind where he traced my scars and called them beautiful. Where he got furious when I told him why my marriage ended. Where he proposed at sunset on a beach and I ugly cried saying yes. My ex-mother-in-law walked into the venue while I was taking photos. She whispered urgently to my mom who pulled me aside. Chris called his parents this morning. I stopped breathing. He's in Canada. Has been the whole time and found out you're getting married. The words sounded impossible. He'd been gone 7 years without a word. Now suddenly he wanted to talk. He tried calling but your number changed. My mom looked sick. He wants you to know the truth before you marry Paul. I sat in that bridal suite bathroom feeling nothing. No anger, no sadness, just tired. He'd left me when I needed him most and made me feel like less of a woman for saving my own life. Now he wanted what? Closure? Forgiveness? I wasn't going to give him the satisfaction. So I fixed my makeup and happily married Paul. His email came a month later. Some garbage about owing me an apology and how he couldn't accept who I became. How he tried his best after abandoning me with a sticky note. He hoped I'd found happiness and wanted to provide closure. I showed Paul and we laughed about the audacity. Then I blocked him. I'm pregnant now and due in spring. Sometimes I touch my flat chest where my breasts used to be and think about the woman who made that choice. She saved my life in more ways than one. Without cancer and without that surgery and without Chris leaving, I'd never have found Paul. Never have felt real love. Never have known I was worth more than someone who could only love the easy parts. Chris can keep his truth. I've got something better. A husband who knows what in sickness and in health actually means.